I feel like once a week I have an existential crisis, whether it's from mental health or the internet or what's going on in the world. I just spiral. And I have been sitting here and I'm like, this week sucks. And it's literally Monday. It's election week. My hair's too short. I need to start running again. And my period's coming. And I thought, what in the am I going to film this week? I need to get out of my own way. I need to do things that make me happy. And I just need to find joy in my life. I always need to find joy in my life. But specifically, as I'm spiraling, I know deep down in my soul that I need to find some joy. So that's what we're going to seek out to do. I have no idea where the wind of this vlog is going to take us, but I do know that the wind in my soul needs to sail towards peace. So I thought, what can I do to get out of my house and off my ass? And I thought, you know what better way to escape the realities of reality than to find myself in a new reality, the beauty and the joy of reading a book. Now, specifically when I think about escaping reality, I think about a fantasy-esque book. I feel like fantasy books are books I don't read enough. I just need to be out of my own world and out of my own head and somewhere else for a little while. I think we're just gonna have a cozy week together. I'm struggling. I'm sure y'all are struggling. This week is just gonna be a very interesting week. Let's just find some joy this week. Please. You have anything to say, Howdy? You want to say anything? For you, it has been just a moment in time, but for me, it has been quite a few days. I feel things extremely, extremely deeply. It is something that is, and saying this has taken a lot of time and practice, but I believe it is something that is very beautiful about myself, is that I can feel things deeply and relate to people deeply because of the pain I felt in my own life. And it's also something that's really hard. And that's why I feel like I'm struggling so badly with everything that is going on in life. And I'm struggling. And I started this video to not spiral. And I've spiraled for days and days and days. So we're picking up this video again. I have a lot to share with you about my little book. Funny enough, I started reading it to escape a world filled of magic. Oh, please. Lord have mercy. This book is a little bit scary because it is very relatable to what's going on in the world. I will persevere and continue reading. This book is so good. It is so good. I'm 160 pages in. I have some first thoughts and things to tell you, but I am literally obsessed. This is a dark academia fantasy. There's a lot of really cool magic in it from what I've read so far. The story opens up in a really heartbreaking way. We get to meet the main male character, Tomil, and his family and his tribe. He really sadly has to leave his homeland because there is this thing called the Blight that is killing everybody. I don't know exactly what the Blight is yet, but the Blight to me is like this magical monster that is this bright light that literally kills and burns everything in its sight. Like if you are touched by the Blight, you're dead like that. So they are about to make this treacherous death run to the main city. The main city that's safe from the Blight is safe because there's this like bubble that goes over the whole top of this city. And once you pierce through it, the Blight cannot get in. And that's how the story opens up. You get to meet Tomil and his family and see him leaving his homeland to go live in the city to escape and be safe from the Blight. After that first chapter, we get to meet Siona. Siona is the female main character of this story. Siona is attempting the impossible. She is attempting to become the first female mage ever in the history of this city. A mage, I'm like, wait, how am I gonna explain? This city that this story takes place in is heavily influenced by their religion, and their religion is also tied to magic, and magic runs everything in the city. The people that are in charge of the magic are called mages, and all of the mages have been men. She eventually passes her exam, becomes the first female mage, and she thinks everybody's gonna love and worship her. The men are literally horrible to her. Leave her out, make fun of her, and then they're like, you know what, we're gonna do one even better. So when you become a mage, you get an assistant, and everybody has assistants. And so Siona is about to get one, and she's standing outside in the hall with all of her new classmates, like literally so stoked because she finally did it. And all the guys are like, you know what? I found your assistant right here. It's the janitor. Good luck with that. And she's like trying not to crumble and fall apart because she's worked for this her whole life, and she's finally here, and they're literally bullying her. She just keeps her mouth shut, and she's like, okay, great, thanks. She's like, you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. So she keeps the janitor as her assistant. Literally so important. I forgot to say that Tomil is the janitor in question. That's who becomes Siona's assistant. As I'm reading, I think he knows a lot more than what we think. I can't wait to see how Tomil and I'm so excited to be reading it. I thought I was escaping, and I am escaping, but it's also kind of like LOL how relevant a lot of stuff that's going on in this book is relevant to life right now, but we need books like that. Yeah, I'm home for the next few days. We're gonna rock this book's socks off and just have a really nice, comforting couple of days in a very safe space. I am 176 pages in, and I am confused. The magic system, I'm like, what is going on? So basically, what I've learned so far, I'm confusing myself even more than I was before I started talking. There are two kinds of people. There are the city people that practice the religion, that speak the language, that were born there. And then there are people like Tomil. Remember at the beginning, I told you Tomil was running away from his homeland to the city for safety. Anybody that does not come from the city or practice the religion or speak the language are called Quan. We're learning about this divide. We're learning about, just how the city's built, how the magic works. And I am confused as all get out. I thought the magic system was kind of okay, but the more I learn about it, the more I'm like, literally, what are you talking about? So it's hard because I'm really loving the story. I'm learning about the characters, and I'm like, it's not clicking yet. So hopefully soon it clicks. I'm on page 177, but we're just learning about this divide of people, okay? And so we're learning about this because Siona and Tomil are working together. So they're having honest, very, very honest conversations about religion, about how the city was established, about how the magic was established. And upon him being honest, it really upsets her at first, but then it starts to get her thinking. I think whoever might have founded this city and the magic, it's looking a little bit corrupt. Yikes. I read, I think it was literally just one more chapter, and so much was explained. Basically, what you need to know. This little typewriter machine is how people cast magic. So, like, think in Harry Potter, they use wands and they verbally say their spells. Well, in this world, the mages create their own spells and they type them into the typewriter machine right here. In order to make this magic happen, they need energy. So, you can kind of see it in the picture, but they up at the top of this typewriter, there is like a little window that shows this place called the other realm. So it's another realm and they get to look. It's not a very clear picture whenever they type in coordinates on the typewriter, but they're basically pulling energy from this other world. And they don't really know exactly what it is because they can't see, but they're pulling energy and they're putting the coordinates into their little typewriter and they're making their equations and they're making their spells and they pull magic from this other place in order to make the spells happen, the magic happen, the energy happen. And so that's kind of what's going on. And as she is building this relationship with Tamil, he's opening her eyes to things and she's starting to realize when she's typing in the coordinates, which she's extremely good at, she's extremely talented at, she's now realizing what's happening when she goes to the other realm. And it changes everything for her. Now we are really getting to know Siona and seeing what she's doing with this new knowledge. But this is just a book and a type of magic, if you love fantasy, that you have to experience for yourself. But I'm blown away. I'm so glad I get it now. You need to be somebody to pick up this book, but stick with it. It will make sense. Oh, it's just so good. I need to read you. I'll find it, but there's a couple quotes in here that I'm gonna have to read you. This is the one. It's a new day. I have about, wait, is this gonna sound pretty? I think I have 130 pages left. It is about to get so good. I'm at a point in the story where Siona has been just figuring out so much about this world that she lives in, and she's realizing the magics that she's been practicing and dreaming and hoping for, to become a mage and to change the world. She's realizing that it's not what she thought it was. And she takes all this information that she has learned and takes it to all the other mages and the higher ups, because she's like, there's no way that they know about this and the magic is still happening this way. And so she takes it to the men and the story is just going from there. It is such a good book. It's a beautiful story and it's really, really cool magic, and it's kind of dark academia and it's fantasy, but it's a deep dive on society, good and evil, ego, and just what we do with the choices, especially really hard choices that come up in our life. So I am so excited to finish this today. That's on the agenda. I also really want to make a cozy dinner. I've just been on a really big soup kick, and I don't know if I'm going to do like tomato soup with grilled cheese or what, but soup just sounds really, really good right now. So I'm going to go to the store and get some ingredients. I also may go to the craft store because my friend Michelle's coming over and we are going to be coloring our little hearts out today. We're going to have a nice cozy day in. it. What are you doing? Look who it is. Right there. No. He brought you guys a toy. I meant to finish the book, and then I was like, wait, my princess castle is coming in. And then I went to Sabrina Carpenter last night, and I have forgotten about my book, which I'm so upset about. And I'm like, what is about to happen? The ending is about to happen, and I can't believe it. Everything is about to come together. I keep thinking about this book. It's just one of those books that even when you're not reading it, you're thinking about it. And I am so nervous to see how everything ties together in the end. But I am gonna read in my magical lit up princess castle. I've just been feeling so much heaviness, and I want to feel joy, but like true joy. And one of the highlights of my childhood was my little pop-up tents I used to play in. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get one. And so here we are. So I am going to read this book. It's gonna be so good. We're gonna have a nice little night in. Oh my gosh, I posted on TikTok, but I haven't told you guys yet. Hold on, I have to go get it. I'm sharting my pants. If you know me, you know, look at what came in the mail. I am actually still unwell over it. I cannot believe that I am holding this in the palms of my hand. I emailed every person on the face of this planet to try to get an ARC. Sometimes they send it out on Kindle. Every once in a while, you can snag a physical copy. This book comes out in June of next year. This is my all-time number one favorite author. I wish I could read her grocery list. This is my Super Bowl. This is V.E. Schwab's. I can't even believe I'm saying this. This is V.E. Schwab's next book, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. It is a lesbian vampire novel. But yeah, I got that book. I was so excited. And now we are going to crawl. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to crawl into my princess castle and finish Blood over Brighthaven. I have had the craziest week and a half of my life. I feel like when I started recording this, I just didn't know what was to come. I have been joking around and being like, don't text me. I'm literally on tour because in the past week, I have seen Sabrina Carpenter. I saw Kenzie, and then I had the craziest opportunity to fly to Toronto for the Eras tour. So I just have never been to so many concerts in my life. I'm having the time of my life. I'm in my fangirl era, but every time I go to record a clip and I'm like, I'm finishing this book today, I am lying. I think when I was editing so far, there's been like 2 or 3 times where I'm like, I'm finishing this book today. I'll have like 120 pages and then life just happened. So I've been all over the place. I think my tour era is done and I am back to being a normal reader. And I am actually for real finishing this book today. I have 30 pages left. I can't really tell you a lot because if I tell you a lot of what's going on in this book, it'll be big time spoilers. This book is one of those books that just quietly sneaks into your soul and makes you think deeply about the story and the characters, but also life. I said I was like trying to escape into a fantasy world, and this one ended up being really close to home. And you know, I'm actually really glad that, books are political, because you're learning things in real life, but then you read stories like this and you continue to learn about life and the world we live in and how powerful we as humans can be, especially women, how freaking powerful women are, and how our emotions as women, are seen to be like bad things, but they actually are like so badass. I really need all of y'all to go buy this book. First of all, it's stunning. I will not buy a hardback to save my life unless it's like on Pango or I can find it on eBay or something, but this is worth the $30 that you spend. It is truly stunning. This author is incredible. I can't wait to read their other work. It is so good and it's going to stick with me for a really long time. I can already tell you now it's going to be 5 stars unless the ending is absolute cheeks, but there's no way. This is such a good book. I need you all to go read it for real this time. Without further ado, let's finish Blood Over Brighthaven. I am really scared how this is going to end. I gotta sit up for this ending. Woo! I take that I might live. I take that one day I might give back. If this is going to end how I think it's going to end, I'm going to be devastated. I'm going to understand. But I'm kind of hoping for a fairy tale ending, even though this is not a fairy tale story. I'm hoping somehow a magical fairy tale ending will happen. I have mascara on and I have to go to work, so I literally can't cry. No. No. Well, shit. Our fate is to love and lose and lose and lose, but we keep going. This is nothing new for us. We keep going. Oh no. Stop. I'm literally sweating. I have 10 pages left and it's... Stop. This feeling is energy. Remember all this grief and terror and try to do something good with it. Remember all this grief and terror and try to do something good with it. Stop, I'm not okay. The last sentence of this book says to hope. Wow. 1010%. 5 stars. What a book. Please go buy this book. To hope.